All right, good morning, viewers, and welcome to another interesting program on iDEA TV, the newspaper review. Today being the 27th of January 2026, we're bringing you most of the trending story in the world of politics, entertainment, and also not forgetting health. We'll be looking at the Nations, the Punch, the Daily Sun, and the New Telegraph, the Tribune, and lastly, we'll be looking at the Daily Trust. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki, and we also want to let our viewers know that the iDEA Person of Interest, the third edition, is finally out. This is a program where we celebrate individuals that are positively impacting Africa innovations and entrepreneurship landscape, from health to agriculture to education to environmental, and also cutting edge and research, and also in outcome. Through their honors, we seek to create awareness and awaken the next generation of researchers, innovations, and entrepreneurship. So quickly get the third edition is already out on all platforms. It's on iDEA TV, where we feature Professor Oyewale Tomori, the virologist and the public health. So get a copy of that, and also we also feature Dr. Jane Jacko Makimbe Tafon. These are great innovators, and these are great personnel that will get on the. I also have Dr. Catherine Nakambe. This is a researcher, a remote singing, agricultural and food security expert. So most of this is already out. And we also have Dr. Sandel Nkobo. This is a physicist and a laser technologist engineer. These are great people, great entrepreneurs that have really impacted their world. So it's finally out. So make sure you grab a copy of the bulletin and see what the third edition is saying on that. All right, a quick one. Let's quickly move into the world of trending stories in Nigeria, being 27 today. Let's start from the Nation and see what the Nation has for us this morning. And on the front page of the Nation, on the 27th of January, we can see boldly written there on the front page where we have it's a Kano quakes with governor lawmaker defection to APC. It says Kano quakes with governor lawmakers defection to APC. This is coming in on the front page of the Nation this morning, being the 27th of January. We also under it we have Barrow excited by movement into party. Barrow excited by movement into party. We also have Kwankwaso's son quit Exco. Kwankwaso's son quit Exco. That is still coming in on the front page. Then down on page, I think on page 3, we have inside, step down for governor. Ganduje tells aspirants. Step down for governor. Ganduje tells aspirants. Then we also have Atiku's son pick APC card in Adamawa. Atiku's son pick APC card in Adamawa. This is still coming in, and this story has been trending right since last week on Atiku's son, the campaign from PDP to APC, and it's already picking a card now in Adamawa State, coming in on the news story this morning. They also have Jos Aglo for Mufwang. Jos Aglo for Mufwang. That is another trendy story this beautiful morning. Then on the down page where we have low-income earners get January pay with tax law implementation. Low-income earners get January pay with tax law implementation, coming in on page 33. So let's quickly move, I think on the front page, still on page 3, we can see protesters there, and we can see protesting a ban. Workers in the wine and spirits sector during the day to protest against the ban of alcoholic beverages in sachets at the office of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. That is now talking about NAFDAC in Lagos yesterday. We can see the picture of people protesting against sachet alcoholic beverages, and you can get a copy of that to really know what you are talking on the protest that has to take place in Lagos yesterday. All right, quickly moving to the still on the front page, I think on the page 2, where we have Shell's planned $20 billion investment driven by Tinubu politics. Shells plan 20 billion investment driven by Tinubu's policy. That is coming in still on the front page, where we have that is coming on page 2. Then we still have still on the page 2 on the front page, we have Disney's trial for corruption in UK runs into heat. The Disney trial for corruption in UK runs into heat. Then that is coming on page 4. Then on page 2, President arrives in Turkey. President arrived in Turkey. That is coming still on the page 2 of The Nation this morning. Then on the front page of The Nation, I think on page 3, we have NAFDAC's ban on sachet drink with cripple local investments. NAFDAC ban on sachet drinks will cripple local investments. All right, that is coming in on page 4. Still talking about the sachet drink that has caused uproar in the recent rises. And we can see that on the down page of what we just read, I think on page 3, we can see people protesting for alcoholic drink, and we also have NAFDAC's ban on sachet drink. He said it will cripple local investment. I mean, these are interesting stories that needs to be read, and get a copy of that to see what they are really talking on that aspect. Then still on page 2, we have military set to court martial suspect for alleged coups. Military set to court martial suspect for alleged coups. That is coming on page 2, still on The Nation. Then lastly on page 35 and page 4, we have AGF take over Ozekome's forgery case from ICPC. AGF takes over Ozekome's forgery case from ICPC, coming on page 35. Then on page 4 of The Nation, I think that's the last we have on The Nation, we have no plan to replace Shettima as Tinubu running mate, says APC. No plan to replace Shettima as Tinubu's running mate, says APC. I mean, this is coming in the case of the Vice President Shettima, and people are saying that there is no plan replacing Shettima's Tinubu running mate as APC, coming in from APC there. So grab a paper on that to see what the paper is saying regarding the running mate for Tinubu 2027. All right, let's quickly move to the next paper we have. Let's quickly move to Punch and see what the Punch is saying on the front page this morning. DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. Military investigation ends. DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. That is still coming in on page 2 of the Punch, boldly written there about the military investigation. How military investigation end. It's a DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. All right, then we also have under it where we have military finally confirm plot to overthrow Tinubu government. Military finally confirm plot to overthrow Tinubu government. I mean, this is still coming in as the front page of the news this morning about military finally confirmed plots to overthrow Tinubu government. We have not yet ascertained that story, so quickly grab a copy on the Punch to see how that comes about. All right, quickly moving still on the front page, we have inside the plot to breach presidential villa security. Inside the plot to breach presidential villa security. And we also have DHQ await presidential go-ahead for military tribunals. DHQ awaits presidential go-ahead for military tribunals. I mean, these are most of the trending story on the front page of the Punch about the DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. I mean, these are very high sensitive cases of news and stories coming up here. Developments this morning we have on the front page of the Punch. So quickly grab a copy of that to see what the paper is saying on that aspect. Then on page 20, still on the Punch, Alaafin son absent as Makinde kicks off Oyo 50th anniversary. Alaafin son absent as Makinde kicks off Oyo 50th anniversary. We can see the picture of Alaafin and their son on the front page of the Punch there. So quickly grab a copy to see the reasons why son was absent at the Makinde, why on his 50th anniversary. That is still on the front page of the Punch, coming in on page 20. All right, quickly moving to page 21 on the up page of the Punch, where we have a presidential panel recommend freeze on 1 trillion naira rice imports. Presidential panel recommend freeze on 1 trillion rice imports. That is still coming in on page 21 of the Punch this morning. Then on page 7, we have strike. Court decide today as FCT workers demand WIZKID's removal. Strike. Court decide today as FCT workers demand WIZKID's removal. I mean, this has been most of the trending story over the week, and how there has been serious demand by the workers to remove WIZKID from seat. We don't really know what is really going on that aspect because of the conflict between WIZKID and some people, and there have been strike, and there have been decision that WIZKID should be removed from seat. So quickly grab a copy of that to see what are the reasons and what has to come about WIZKID being removed from the seat, or we are yet to ascertain that story, right? So when you get a look at the Punch to see what the paper is saying on page 7 on WIZKID being removed as FCT minister. Then on page 7 we have over 400,000 over 400,000 just told for 50,000 police jobs. Over 400,000 just told for 50,000 police jobs. That is coming in on the page 7. Talking about the for 400,000 just tools for 50,000 police jobs. I mean, the portal has been opened there as trying to make that known to the public. All right, going on page 20, still on the front page of the Punch. We can see the picture of snows and people packing snows from the way line there, where we have deadly winter storms hit US, 17 killed, flight grounded. Deadly winter storms hit US, 17 killed, flight grounded. We can see the so much winter storm there on the way road, and we can see the people packing snows. I mean, you can see the cars merely covered by snows falling from the sky, and we can see that it's not been easy for them there, and flight has been grounded for now till this subsided of the snow for the meantime. So this is the case going on over there now in US, and 17 killed, and the flight has been grounded. So we pray that it will not degenerate more than this. Keep going to page 20 on the down page of still the Punch this morning, where we have 2027. Ganduje assures Yusuf of APC ticket after defection. 2027. Ganduje assures Yusuf of APC ticket after defection. I mean, still coming in on the case of Ganduje assuring Yusuf of APC ticket after defection. We know what is playing in that particular area of Yusuf defecting from other parties to APC, why Ganduje is promising Yusuf ticket for 2027 election. So quickly moving to page 5, NDLEA arrests 336, destroy 270,000 kg cannabis in Ondo. NDLEA arrests 336, destroy 207,000 kg cannabis in Ondo. That is coming in as a case of the NDLEA on drug issues, and they have been able to destroy 270,000 kg cannabis in Ondo. Coming in on the page 5 of the Punch this morning. Then quickly moving to page 20, still on the Punch this morning, where we have LG Power Tozo, Osun APC kicks as Adeleke slams Oyetola. LG Power Tozo, Osun APC kicks as Adeleke slams Oyetola. Coming in from the still on page 20, talking about Osun APC and APC kicking Adeleke slams by Oyetola. So quickly grab a copy of most of these trending stories coming in on the front page of the Punch this morning. And we can see on the front page we have DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. I mean, that has been the trending story in most of the paper this morning. So let's quickly move to the next newspaper, the Daily Sun. Let's see what the Daily Sun has for us this morning. On the front page of the Daily Sun, we have military opens up coup plot against Tinubu. I mean, this keep coming on the front page about the military coup, military plotting against Tinubu. We have not really yet ascertained that story very well, but it keeps coming up and up. I mean, this is the trending story on the newspaper today. I mean, this is the third time we're taking it on the headline this morning. Military opens up on coup plot against Tinubu. Then we also have officers found to have cases to answer will arraign. Officers found to have cases to answer will be arraigned. This is still will be arraigned before appropriate military judicial panel (DHQ). Officers found to have cases to answer will be arraigned before appropriate military judicial panel. Says by DHQ, where we also have court-martial of 16 officers to begin soon. Court-martial of 16 officers to begin soon. Then let's quickly move to the down page of the Daily Sun this morning, where we have on page 18. On page 18, we have Soludo shown Onitsha main market for 7 days. Oversight sit at home. Soludo shown Soludo shot Onitsha main market for 7 days over sit at home. Coming in on page 18 about Soludo. I mean, this news has been trending online about Soludo coming up to shut the Onitsha main market, that they should not be sit at home. All right, that people should come out for their market and daily activities. That over sit at, so they have been shut down. They have been main coalition and main problem on that Onitsha main market for 7 days now over sit at home. I mean, it's no longer funny. We also have as Anambra closes 54 health facilities over quickery. As Anambra closes 54 health facility over quickery. That is still coming in on the front page of the story that have been leading the headlines on the front page of the Daily Sun. So quickly moving to page 2, still on the Daily Sun, where we have custom surpasses 2025 revenue target by 697 billion, hit 7.28 trillion. I'll take it again. Custom surpasses 2025 revenue target by 697 billion, hit 7.28 trillion. That is coming in on the cases of custom aspect over there. Then quickly grab a copy of that to see what the surpasses mean by the revenue target by 697 billion, hitting 7.28 trillion. All right, that is coming in on page 2. Then quickly moving to page 4, still on the Daily Sun this morning, where we have hearing in final for future suit of UK property linked to Uzeni Ozekome store. Hearing in final for future suit of UK property linked to Uzeni Ozekome stores. Then we have AGF takes over Ozekome's trial. AGF takes over Ozekome's trial. Coming in on the page 4, still on the Daily Sun, talking about Ozekome's trial there. All right, in the UK property that was linked to Uzeni Ozekome. All right, quickly moving to the front page on page 6, still on, we can see the Daily Sun award there. You say the Sun's award, Akaburonye, Kenneth Okonkwo expresses happiness. That is coming in from the Sun award by Kenneth Okonkwo, expressing his happiness toward the Sun award. All right, quickly moving to page 10 on the front page, still on the Sun, where we have Osun local government tenor elongation illegal in democracy government. Adeleke tells APC. Osun local government tenor elongation illegal in democracy. Governor Adeleke tells APC. Then we also have accused ex-governor Oyetola of using police to lay siege in council secretariat. Accused ex-governor Oyetola of using police to lay siege in council secretariat. I mean, coming in on talking about accusing the ex-governor of Oyetola of using police to lay siege in a council secretariat. We also have tenure elongation, illegal in democracy's governor Adeleke tells APC. All right, coming in on the front page of The Sun this morning. All right, let's quickly go on a quick break. So when we come, we continue from the New Telegraph, and let's see what the New Telegraph will have for us. Stay tuned. Please don't go.
Number 1. Synthetic biology advances. Synthetic biology is pushing science into new territory. Using AI-guided gene editing, researchers are engineering organisms to produce biofuels, biodegradable plastics, and even synthetic meat. In 2023, Ginkgo Bioworks announced partnerships to design microbes that can manufacture sustainable chemicals at scale. Moderna and BioNTech are expanding mRNA technology beyond COVID vaccines to treat cancer and rare genetic diseases. The global synthetic biology market is expected to surpass $30 billion by 2030. By 2026, the line between biology and technology will blur even further, making synthetic biology one of the most transformative fields of the decade. So there you have it, 15 more technologies that, alongside the first 17 we covered, are set to define 2026. Together, they show how quickly innovation is moving beyond our screens and into every corner of our life, from the materials we use to the way we connect and even how we think. And if you missed part 1, make sure to check it out next. If you made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.
All right, happy to have you back. Thank you for staying tuned. This way we'll bring you the newspaper review taking place in the world of politics, entertainment, and in health. And we also brought to you that the IDEA Persons of Interest third edition is finally out on IDEA TV, where we'll talk about the individuals celebrating the positivity in impacting African innovations and entrepreneurship landscape, from health to agriculture, and also to education, to environmental and cutting edge research's outcome. All right, the third edition is finally out, so quickly grab a copy of that to see what we have for you there. All right, quickly moving to the New Telegraph this morning. Let's see what the New Telegraph is saying. On the front page of the New Telegraph, we have court-martial, military to try officers over alleged plot to overthrow government. Court-martial, military to try officer over alleged plot to overthrow government. That is coming in on the page 3 of the New Telegraph. Then we also have powerful forces working to destabilize Nigeria, says ex-CDS. Powerful forces working to destabilize Nigeria, says ex-CDS. Coming in still on the front page of the New Telegraph. All right, let's quickly move to page 2. Still on the front page, we have federal government has no effective plan to end atrocities, says by Amnesty International. I'll take it again. Federal government has no effective plan to end atrocities, says by Amnesty International. Then we also have, it says, we are stepping up military action, intelligence sharing with Nigerian US generals. It says, we are stepping up military actions, intelligence sharing with Nigerians, says by US generals. Then on page 30, still on the New Telegraph this morning, where we have Nigerian records first robotic woman, genealogical. Sorry, I'll take it again. Nigerian record first robotic woman's gynecology surgery in West Africa. Talking about the first robotic woman gynecology surgery in West Africa. I mean, this is such a nice one, coming as being a Nigerian first robotic woman there. This is such an innovation technology that we really talked about on IDEA TV. This most of the trending stories coming in on that aspect. So quickly grab a copy of that to see the recent recording first robotic woman gynecology surgery in West Africa. I mean, such a huge one. So quickly grab a copy of that to see the gynecology woman surgery in West Africa. All right, quickly moving to, we can see on the front page, that took place yesterday. We can see much crowd on the gates. On the gates there, with so many placard and so many people protesting there. Then we can see it says FCTA workers stage protest over unpaid promotional arrears, welfare issues, and unresolved labor disputes in Abuja that happened yesterday. I mean, this is a case of unpaid workers that has staged much large protests in Abuja yesterday over on the delay of payment by these people that have really served the government. So I believe they should take a look at that to see how this can be resolved. I mean, it's no longer in news that most of these workers, most of them have not been paid for a long time now, and it's really causing much problem in the society. All right, quickly moving to page 3, still on the New Telegraph this morning, where we have opposition reps raises the alarm over non-implementation of 2025 budget. Opposition reps raises the alarm over non-implementation of 2025 budget. Then we will also have say House approve all loan requests by executives to meet today on critical national legislative issues. Says House approve all loans requests by executive to meet today on critical national legislative issues. All right, quickly moving to page 4, still on the New Telegraph, where we have also local government tenure elongation alleged in democracy. Adeleke tells APC. Also local government tenure elongation illegal in democracy. Adeleke tells APC. Then we also have decries illegal surge on Osun Council Secretariat. Demand release of withheld 13 billion naira Osun local government fund. Demand release of withheld 13 billion naira Osun local government fund. I mean, coming in on the trending story this morning, talking about the Osun local government tenure, the elongation illegal of in democracy, says Adeleke, as Adeleke tells APC. So these are trending story in New Telegraph. Still on the New Telegraph, where we also have, on page 28, the down New Telegraph, we have cream cheese, wholemeal pasta linked to obstetric risk, says by study that's coming in on health. It's a cream cheese, wholemeal pasta linked to autism risk, says by study. There has been a link to autism risk says by study there. All right, quickly grab a copy of that to see what they mean by cream cheese, wholemeal pasta linked to autism risk, says by study. All right, that is on the page, the down page of 28 of the New Telegraph. Then I think on page 3, let's quickly move up to see what the stories is saying on page 3, where we have the picture of Pabio there. You see NASS resumption, Constitution review, 2026 budget, insecurity, others, top agendas. NAS resumption, Constitution review, 2026 budget, insecurities, others, top agendas. I mean, that is coming on page 3 of the New Telegraph. Then close to it, where we have on page 8, we have the picture of Oleyede. Jump open 2026 UTME registration, set timeline. Jump opens 2026 UTME registration, set timeline. I mean, there have been a news that JAMB has already opened the 2026 UTME registration and set for the timeline, so people can quickly apply on the JAMB now that the portal is open. Coming in by Oleyede, coming in on page 8 of the New Telegraph. Then we also have on page 30, still on the New Telegraph, we are seeing the picture of ALGERIA there, Governor ALGERIA. It says Benue APC crisis deepen as two faction launches parallel e-registration exercise. It says Benue APC crisis deepens as two faction launches parallel e-registration exercise. And we also have ALGERIA Kome camp in supremacy battle, says by analysts. Aliyah Akome camps in supremacy battle, seized by analysts. I mean, this is a trending story about the Benue APC crisis as it's deepened. Keeps deepening about the parallel e-registration exercise that take place in Benue State. And we can see the picture of Governor Aliyah Akome there. All right, quickly moving to page 8, still on the New Telegraph this morning, where we have the picture of Abba Atiku. I think Atiku's sons there. It says, Atiku's sons, why no one can defeat Tinubu in 2027? It's coming in from Atiku's sons there. It says, why no one can defeat Tinubu in 2027? I mean, this is coming in from Atiku's son. I mean, this is such an interesting story, and it has been trending. Most of the headlines that we have taken some days back about Atiku decamping from PDP. I mean, going to APC. I mean, such a contradictory thing there that needs to be looked at, because I don't really know the aim and his mission going into APC to support the opposition party, knowing that your dad is under PDP. I mean, it's such an interesting story. I mean, this is politics. Anything can happen. All right, quickly moving to the up page, still on the New Telegraph, before we go to the next paper, I think the last paper we have for the day. On page 8, we have question 25, bank loans to government up 31.1% to 34.22 trillion naira. It says bank loan to government up to 38.1% to 34.22 trillion naira. I mean, it's such a huge one there, coming in from the bank loaning the government up to 38.1%. All right, quickly grab a copy to see what they're contributing. That is coming in from Chukuyem, Tony Chukuyem. All right, on page 8, we have custom exceed 2025 revenue target by 10.6% net. To 7.28 trillion. I mean, we have taken this story on the other paper, and it's still coming in again as custom exceed 2025 revenue target by 10.6% net, 7.28 trillion. All right, that will be all for the New Telegraph, and we can see that on the New Telegraph, the leading story, trending story there is court martial, military to try officers over alleged plot to overthrow government. I mean, this is a case of coup plotting, and it's such a high sensitive matter there that really needs to be attended to. So quickly grab a copy of that to see what they're saying. Let's quickly move to the Tribune and see what the Tribune is having for us this morning. On the front page of the Tribune, we have alleged coups, military to court martial 16 officers. I mean, it's still coming on the front page of the Tribune. It's still coming on the front page of the Tribune. Alleged coup, military to court martial 16 officers. We will also have close to it on page 5. On page 5, still on the Tribune, we have Soludo shut down Onitsha main market for a week over sit at home. Soludo shut down Onitsha main market for a week over sit at home. I mean, this has been another trending story leading the headline this morning about Soludo. I watched a video how he was making an announcement yesterday that sit at home shouldn't be happening again, that it should be cut off. I mean, this is a serious matter, because the sit at home has really deteriorated in that particular part of Onitsha main market over sit at home. I mean, grab a copy of that to see what Soludo is saying on that aspect. Then on page 2, still on the Tribune, we have alleged fraud. AGF takes over Zokome's procurement from ICPC. Alleged fraud. AGF takes over Ozokome's procurement from ICPC. Coming in on page 2, or still Ozokome's trial cases in on the alleged fraud case, says by AGF Ozokome's prosecution from ICPC. I mean, this is such an interesting story that has also been leading the headline throughout this week. All right, quickly moving to page 26, still on the Tribune this morning, where we have gunmen abduct school proprietress in Ondo, 3 daughters of Plateau Water Board MD. I'll take it again, pardon. Gunmen abduct school proprietress in Ondo, 3 daughters of Plateau Water Board MD. I mean, this is a sad one about still the case of insurgency we are talking about in Nigeria. gunmen abducting school proprietaries in Ondo, and 3 daughters of Plateau Water Board MD. I mean, this is such a huge deficiency in insecurity that's really ravaging the Nigerian state, Nigerian country as a whole. I mean, this case of insecurity has turned to something very, very concerned that our government really need to put things in place to make sure most of these people are secure, especially our educational sector, to make sure that our schools and as most of our corpers are going in for camp, there will be a way that they will be protected, to some extent, that to allow insurgency and to allow to disallow most of these things to take place again. I mean, it's not a nice one, it's not a good one, because these guys now are coming into educational sector and they are really trying to disinfect most of the educational sector. All right, quickly moving on page 2, see on head on Tribune, we have Nigeria record first robotic woman gynecology surgery in West Africa. Nigeria record first robotic women's gynecology surgery in West Africa. I mean, this is such a huge one. This is what we are praying for. We want more of this. All right, by a woman to record first robotic woman gynecology surgery in West Africa. It's such a trending story still coming in on the Tribune this morning. Then on the down page of page 3 on the Tribune, we have Oyo at 50. Makinde pledges commitment to securing better future, inclusive development for state. Oyo at 50. Makinde pledges commitment for securing better future, inclusive development for states, coming in on page 3 of the Tribune this morning. Then we also have on the down page of page 16 of the Tribune, where we have no plan to drop Shetima as Tinubu running mate, says by APC. No plan to drop Shetima as Tinubu running mate, says by APC. I mean, that is such a trending story coming in on see on the front page of the Tribune. Then, quickly moving to the up page, before we go for the last paper we have for the day. On page 5, also local government. I think we have taken this before and it's still coming on the front page of the Tribune. Tenure elongation, illegal in democracy. Let me take it again. Also local government. Tenure elongation, illegal in democracy, says by Adeleke, telling the APC. I mean, this is still a case of elongation of illegal democracy, says by Adeleke, coming in to tell the APC members. Then we also have under it, he say, Oyetola using police to lay siege to council secretariat, he alleged. Oyetola using police to lay siege to council secretariat, he alleged. They also have APC react, denies allegation. APC react, denied allegation. I mean, this is such a contradictory trending story this morning. I mean, coming in on the Osun local government tenure elongation. All right, quickly grab a copy to see what Adeleke is telling the APC in page 5 of the Tribune this morning. Then on the last page of the Tribune, before we go to the last paper we have for the day, we have on page 15 and 16, with Kano government defection. With Kano government defection, APC now controls 29 states. With Kano government defection, APC now controls 29 states. We also have 36 assembly members, 44 local government chairman. Follows Abba Yusuf to party. Shetima to receive Mufwang into APC today. I mean, coming on the page 15 and 16. Let's quickly go to the next paper to see what we have before we call it a wrap for the newspaper review this morning. On the Daily Trust this morning, on the front page of the Daily Trust, let's see what the Daily Trust is saying. On the front page of the Daily Trust this morning, we have 2027. On the front page of the Daily Trust this morning, 2027, Ganduje Barao closest ranks with Kano government. 2027, Ganduje Barao closest rank with Kano government. We also have still on the front page, on page 13, still on the Daily Trust. On the Daily Trust this morning, NAS resumption, tax law, electoral act, top agenda. Then we also have, still on the Daily Trust, FCT grounded as workers strike, enter day 6. This is still coming on the Daily Trust this morning. Then on the Daily Trust, on page 38, Arewa thanks back constitutional power rotation, says it will stabilize Nigeria. Still coming on the Daily Trust this morning. Then on the down page of the Daily Trust, on page 5 of the Daily Trust, coup, indicted officers face death penalty. Coup, indicted officers face penalty. Then on the down page of the Daily Trust, where we have on page 8, also government demand release of 130 billion local government fund. Then we also have on page 23, still on the Daily Trust, federal government to spend 30 billion on solar grid investor. Then we also have bandits on page 8. We have bandits abduct 23 persons in Zamfara. These are still stories coming in on the Daily Trust this morning, where we have we still have pictures of protestants, people protesting on the front page of the Daily Trust, where we have striking workers of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, protesting at the National Industrial Court in Abuja yesterday. I mean, this is still coming in as a result of the protestants yesterday in Abuja. Then we also have quickly on the I think still on the front page of the Daily Trust, we have 2027 Ganduje Barao closest rank with Kano government. I mean, these are most of the trending stories that we brought across your way this beautiful morning, being the 27th of January 2026. We brought to you about the story on the nation, leading the story in the nation this morning, where we brought to you that Kano quakes with governor lawmakers defection to APC. Then we also brought to you on the Punch, where we have DHQ moves to arraign alleged coup plotters. Then we also brought to you on the Daily Sun, trending story on the Daily Sun, military opens up on coup plot against Tinubu. Military opens up on coup plot against Tinubu. Then we also brought to you on the New Telegraph this morning, where we brought to you that court martial military to try officers over alleged plots to overthrow government. All right. Then on the Tribune this morning, before the last paper, we brought to you that alleged corpse military to court martial 16 officers. Then on the Daily Trust, finally, where we have 2027 Ganduje Barao closest rank with Kano government. All right, these are most of the trending paper that we brought to you today on IDEA TV, and we also brought to you that IDEA Persons of Interest, the 3rd edition, is finally out on all social media. This is where we'll talk about the impact of African great innovation entrepreneurship landscape, ranging from health and agriculture to education to environment. They are cutting edge in research and research outcome, and through their honors and through their skills. I mean, these are great ideas. These are great people. All right, quickly grab the 3rd edition of IDEA Persons of Interest, and this is all that we brought across your way today. I remain Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Stay tuned for IDEA IMD. Thank you for your time.